Good afternoon to all the participants and thank you for joining us today. I'm Aditya Sharma from E2E Cloud's marketing team. E2E Cloud is an Indian-based accelerated cloud computing platform for all your computing needs. We hope you will enjoy this session and learn a lot from it today. Today with us we have Mr. Pulkit Gupta, Director of Softaculous. What Mr. Pulkit Gupta is going to talk today is about the most effective ways to launch your superfast WordPress. Mr. Pulkit will talk about the benefits of OpenLiteSpeed and give an introduction for the same. You can write your questions in the chat box during the session, and at the end of the webinar, Mr. Pulkit will answer those questions. With that, let's move on to Mr. Pulkit.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Pulkit Gupta here. Today we are going to just talk about WordPress, OpenLiteSpeed, and WebUso for achieving the installation of OpenLiteSpeed with WordPress on E2E Cloud. So I'll just give you a brief. WebUso is a multi-user web hosting control panel. It's very similar to control panels like cPanel, Plesk, Direct Admin, other control panels you must have heard of. So a little about myself. I'm very passionate about software. I like to architect software products. I started my career making software products since I was in college, and today I architect software like Softaculous, Virtualizer, SitePad, Website Builder, and WebUso since the last 1.5 years. We all know about WordPress. It's one of the most popular CMSs, blogging software around the world. 40% of the websites are actually managed, are built with WordPress, and there are a lot of themes and plugins available to achieve any customizations, many possible customizations with WordPress, including e-commerce and other applications of WordPress. OpenLiteSpeed is a web server like Apache. It is a very fast web server which also supports HTA access rules via HTA access. Nginx is definitely very good if you've heard of Nginx as well, but Nginx has a drawback. It doesn't support HTA access rules. WordPress needs HTA access to be able to give friendly URLs and other options in WordPress. Hence, OpenLiteSpeed comes as a better option against Nginx. WebUso supports OpenLiteSpeed, and it's not possible as of now on cPanel Plus and other control panels. Hence, we'll talk about this. Why you should choose WebUso? It's very, very similar to other control panels. It has all the features other control panels have. We support many databases as well. OpenLiteSpeed, Apache, Nginx are web servers we support. We also do support Light HTTPD, but given OpenLiteSpeed's benefit, I think so OpenLiteSpeed is better. And if you would like, we also support LSWS, which is LiteSpeed web server, which is the premium option of OpenLiteSpeed. So you can manage WordPress via Softaculous, which was one of the first products we introduced around 12 to 13 years back. Softaculous is available in WebUso. It's actively used. It's also available in all other control panels like cPanel, Plesk, Direct Admin, Vesta CP, etc. We support overall 13 control panels with Softaculous alone. Around 12.5 million active WordPress websites are installed and managed via Softaculous in partnership with around 30,000 plus web hosting companies worldwide. You can use Softaculous to install, upgrade, clone, backup, stage, restore your sites. It's not just WordPress. We support around 450 applications in Softaculous. WordPress happens to be one of the most popular used softwares in Softaculous. We all know about E2E. E2E is it's one of India's fastest growing pure play SSD cloud company. It's very easy to spin up an instance with WebUso on E2E. Then you can install WordPress and OpenLiteSpeed and you're good to go. So this is, I'll try and just show you screenshots of on E2E Cloud using WebUser. They have a ready-made template for WebUser, which you can see in this red box. You can just choose that as a template, and you can launch an instance of WebUser with Softactylus and BitNinja, and you can then, once installed, you will need to create a user account in your WebUser control panel. To log in, you need to log in as the root user. The root user details are generally emailed to the instance owner. So once you have the root details, you can log in, and then you will be able to create your account. So you can create an account and add your domain information and choose the necessary resources you want to allocate to this user account. Once the user account is created, you can log in as the user and then go ahead and install WordPress. You will be able to see WordPress Manager in the WebUser end user panel once you log in as the user. Logging in as the user is very simple. You just need to go to the list users page, and you will be able to see this WebUser logo there next to the user account. In this case, it's E2E, and you can see the WebUser logo. You just click on it, and it will log you in into the end user account. So once you're in, you can search for WordPress Manager, and you'll see this WordPress logo out there, which is the Softactylus WordPress Manager. If you've already used Softactylus, you can easily install WordPress, but otherwise you just need to put in the details of your website. Your domain details will already be pre-filled in WebUser Softactylus. You can add your optional directory if you want. If you want to install in subdirectories, put your website names, your blog description, your site description, create your admin account. You can also actually choose themes of WordPress, which is supported by another product, Popular Effects, which comes with around 50 plus free themes. And you can also choose some popular plugins in the WordPress Softactylus installer. Once you've and then click on install. Once you install, you will see a screen like this saying that WordPress has been installed, and you can actually log in into the WordPress administrative panel as well by clicking on the administrative URL. Once you've installed WordPress, so WebUser basically the template that is there in E2E comes with Apache pre-installed as a default web server. You can shift over to OpenLiteSpeed. You just need to go into the Applications Manager, which is there in the admin panel, and you can choose your you can choose the OpenLiteSpeed web server and choose to make it default. So you need to set this as a default web server, and you will need to give a web admin password, which is basically for accessing OpenLiteSpeed's administrative page, which you rarely use, but in case for advanced users, if you want to, you can access that, and then click on install. That will set the OpenLiteSpeed web server as the default web server, and you will be able to all your websites will now be served over OpenLiteSpeed. So you will see a screenshot after this like this, which basically means OpenLiteSpeed has been installed and set as a default web server. So we actually did launch an instance on E2E and saw the difference in performance. E2E itself is giving very good results even with Apache, but if you go to see page speed insights, you can see that there is a 30% improvement over OpenLiteSpeed for WordPress itself. So if I just take speed index as the base, speed index on Apache for desktop sites was, for this particular WordPress site, was 1.0, and speed index with OpenLiteSpeed was 0.7, which is technically around 30% faster. This is a bare WordPress install. There's nothing on it. Had it been more heavier, I think so it would be, OpenLiteSpeed would have given better results. Similarly, for mobile websites, you can see that the speed index has improved from 2.4 seconds to 1.6 seconds. And you can see overall improvement in all the other parameters as well. OpenLiteSpeed is completely free and is open sourced by LiteSpeed. So we are hence promoting it for WordPress users because it's easier to manage your WordPress websites. Gives you a better result, and you can just go ahead with stuff. So I'll just talk about, as you can, so installing OpenLiteSpeed is very simple in Webviso. You just need to click on install, choose the app and click and set it as default, and that's it. You don't need to do anything else. All domains on your Webviso site will start working with OpenLiteSpeed. You can anytime roll back to Apache as well. You just need to go into the default application manager and choose Apache over OpenLiteSpeed, and OpenLiteSpeed will be stopped and Apache will start serving pages. I'll talk to you a little about Webviso's features also, which is basically, so previously Webviso has been there in the market for 10 years. We've launched Webviso V3 since the last 1.5 years. Once cPanel has changed, cPanel Plus had a merger. So basically, we now are a multi-user control panel. Our first version in the last 10 years was a single-user version, and hence we had to upgrade over to a multi-user control panel. We have reseller features, we have all the email features, and we support a lot of different applications, including PostgreSQL, more security integration, and Cloud Linux. Recently, we added CXS support, which is Config Server Exploit Scanner, which is very useful in case you do host WordPress websites for your customers. It keeps track of all the sites which have been exploited and are used to send spam or any other, are used for any malicious intent. Over the last year, we've added a lot of features, including web disk. You also have Git management in Webviso. OpenLiteSpeed was recently introduced this year, PostgreSQL, and you can also create your own backups for the whole data of your website over AWS and Google Drive and Webviso. Two-factor and brute force protection has also been added. These are just some of the features we've added. There are tons of other features which we've added. It's not listed here. One of the features is this, a cPanel to Webviso converter. If you are using cPanel, you can actually in place convert your whole server into a Webviso server and remove cPanel completely. Advantages is definitely cost-wise. You can actually save a lot of your license cost of cPanel, and Webviso will come at a fractional cost of cPanel. So if you are hosting multiple websites, multiple users, assuming if you're paying anywhere between the $30 to $50 range, Webviso would cost you 5 times less, around $7 to $10 at most. And the data conversion takes anywhere between 5 to 20 minutes. Like cPanel, we support a lot of features of PHP. We have PHP manager, and you can also, users can also edit INI settings, and admins at the same time can also do stuff. Users can choose multiple PHP versions per site. So if you have some WordPress websites running which are still on older versions and you've not upgraded them and you want older PHP versions, you can actually choose the different PHP versions. At the same time, latest versions are also available. You can set the default PHP version for each domain separately. You can also enable, disable certain PHP INI settings via GUI, or you can also go in the editor mode and specify which setting you want to change and set the value for it. This is the end user account of Webviso, PHP INI. At the same time, we do have it in the admin panel also, but for this session, we are not keeping everything in this slides. We recently introduced cloud backups also. So your users and you as the admin can create backup schedules. You can back it up to cloud providers like AWS, Google Drive, Microsoft OneDrive. We also support FTP and SSH servers. So if you have your own other servers in another data center and you would like to do a DR, you can use the FTP and SSH option as well. We support web disk. We recently added support for this also. Web disk basically it helps you to use your server's storage account onto your own desktop account and share it onto your own desktops and share it across multiple desktops and mobile devices at the same time. So this is the screenshot of how you can create your WebDesk account. You can create accounts with read and write permissions or only read permissions. If you are a reseller and you want to modify if you have multiple accounts, it's also possible to modify multiple accounts with a single click by choosing the plans and certain parameters of those plans. You can apply those things to all the users. So this is the most modify multiple accounts screen. You can choose the users and simply click on with selected. Go ahead, it will show you the pop-up for what plan you want to set, what owner you can change the owner and users of those users and change them at the same time. So we also have recently introduced PHP FPM settings, which basically helps you customize certain parameters of your website's FPM parameters, which can be fine-tuned as per your requirements. So for high usage websites, you can actually increase the max children, start servers, max requests parameters in for those particular websites. So this is an option now available in WebDesk as well. This is the screenshot. You can actually choose what options you want for which domains, and you can set those parameters. We also support import of WebUso from cPanel. So converter is when you want to use the same server and convert the entire server to WebUso. Importer helps you to basically import from one server to another server of either WebUso or cPanel. So it's possible to even migrate from WebUso to WebUso and also from cPanel to WebUso. So this is the wizard that you screenshot, which we have the wizard from migrating from cPanel to WebUso. You basically just put in your root details. Even end users have this option. They can migrate the data single-handedly also from any of their cPanel accounts into their WebUso account. And as an add-in, you can simply put in the root details and migrate over all the user accounts to WebUso or selected user accounts to WebUso. We also support reseller options in WebUso now, which is in V3. Resellers can also rebrand as per their preferences. They can set their logos, their name, and other branding parameters. This is the screenshot of the rebranding options for resellers in WebUso. As an admin, also as a root admin, you can any which way set these parameters for all your users. We've recently added one-click Google and Microsoft MX records for people who use Google One and Microsoft 365 for your email needs. You can simply just click on these options in WebUso and all the MX records will be populated by WebUso for all the users for that particular domain. So this is a screenshot. You can just choose which domain you want this MX record for and click on these Microsoft or Google MX records and it will be populated in your DNS. So OpenLiteSpeed and LiteSpeed integrations have been made by us in this year. As I've told you before, these two are very good technologies, fast compared to Apache and Nginx. OpenLiteSpeed is a free version of LiteSpeed and it's open source. LiteSpeed is a premium version, and if you are using or hosting a big website, we recommend going on with LiteSpeed Web Server Pro. The main advantage is that it supports HT access rules, and also at the same time, its performance is much better. We've also added native PostgreSQL integrations in WebUso. You will be able to manage PostgreSQL databases also. You can create users and databases and also link them up for your user accounts. This is the UI, how you can create users and also link them up to the user accounts. We've added a lot of email features in WebUso this year, including you can filter incoming emails by country and domains. Basically, you can allow or disallow emails incoming into your email into a particular email account from a particular country. By default, all countries are enabled, but you would have the option of now choosing which countries should your users receive the emails from. You can also restrict emails from a particular domain, provided in case you want this feature. So we've also added email filters. Users can create their own email filters. We've added spam assassin as well for spam filtering. And other email features that will help you manage your email effectively. This is a screenshot of email filters. You can there are a lot of rules you can create for your particular email account. This is the end user account, and the emails will get filtered as per the preferences set. We've also added an email deliverability wizard. It basically sets up your DKIM DMARC records, helps in email deliverability when you send out outgoing emails. As you can see, there, this will show you. So our wizard simply shows you whether you have valid DKIM records, SPF records, and DMARC records. In case you don't, you can just click on repair or specific options that are there on the left, on the right side of the repair buttons to repair to basically add those records to that particular domain. We've also added two-factor authentication, which is via OTP on emails, or you can use the Google Authenticator or any other authenticator apps, and security questions as well in WebUser V3. This is the UI for setting up the WebUser options for two-factor authentications. This is the admin side of things. You can force two-factor authentication for all your users as well via OTP, via email. CSF has been added as a security firewall in WebUser. We now support the entire UI as well. Roundcube email client is something which is also added in January this year, and all these options helps users to manage and use their email accounts much effectively. So I'll also talk about a little bit of the end user panel, other features that we have. We definitely support all SSL features. We also have an automatic SSL option in WebUser where you can actually SSL certificates for all your domains via zero. So we support zero SSL also, and we support Let's Encrypt. We've recently added support for other SSL, free SSL options as well. So as you can see, this is a screenshot. You can actually choose all your domains and just install certificates on them. You can do a multi-option also. You can choose multiple domains at the same time and click on install to install domains, to install the certificates there. We also have a very advanced file manager and database manager in WebUser. This is a screenshot of your WebUser file manager. You can actually edit. We support code editors in a file manager also, so you can edit all these files via WebUser, including PHP, JS, and all the other coding languages supported. So it's almost like a desktop feel like you have the WebUser file manager account. Email management, as you know, we've added a lot of email features. So email filters are there, email autoresponders, spam assassin support, MX records management, forwarders are available. You can create multiple accounts. Means using a single end user account can create multiple email accounts for multiple domains that they own. This is the email management field. If you click, we also have the Roundcube direct login access. If you click on the email account, it also shows you your storage space used and all your messages which are unseen and seen. I'll also just take you through a brief overview of our admin panel as well. This is how the admin panel looks like when you log in as the root user. We have user management support in WebUser V3 now. You can create multiple accounts. You can also create resellers. So this is the ad user screenshot that we saw earlier. This is you can allocate different resources, and you can also create plans and allocate them to specific users. We also have reseller management. Multiple resellers can create, who can further create sub-users for their users. They will be able, resellers can also create their own plans and allocate resources according to the resources you allocated to the reseller. And our powerful application manager, which basically helps you install system level applications by the click of a button. We support various applications. You can, as Apache, we have Nginx, and Apache reverse proxy. We have MongoDB, MySQL, MariaDB, PersonaDB, and a plethora of other applications. We are also deep integrating Python and Node.js apps, which will soon be available before the end of this year. So you'll be able to basically launch Node.js and Python apps on Webuzo and proxy them across proxy a particular domain or a particular domain URL to an application running in a user account. We also have email monitoring at the admin level. We have hourly limits option. You can view the email queues. You can create system level filters at the same time. Manage all the email addresses on the system, and country-wise blocking mechanism has been added. So this is a screenshot of email queue. We have support. So if you are a reseller or a hosting provider using E2E, we support WHMCS and Blesta modules also. We have created those modules. And this is our support. Our support is 24/7. You can email us, or you can create a ticket for a support request. And sales is sales@webuzo.com. You can email us any of your queries and we'll get back to you ASAP. That's it from me now. If you have any questions, you can please ask.
Yes, sir. There are some questions. So one of the user wants to know why FTP protocol is used in Softaculous to install web applications on your website.
Sorry, your voice cracked. Can you just repeat that?
Yeah, one of the user wants to know why FTP protocol is used in Softaculous to install web application on your website.
FTP. So FTP is used in case of remote installation. It's not used in case of Webuzo or Softaculous on cPanel. FTP is basically file transfer protocol. If Softaculous is installing on a remote server, where Softaculous is running on a different server versus the application server, like let's say WordPress would be installed on server 2 and Softaculous is running on server 1. For that, we need a mechanism to install and create files on the second server. Hence, we use FTP in that case. So it's basically used only for remote installations. It's not used. And if you are referring to why Webuzo supports FTP, which is actually an older protocol, a lot of users still use FTP. And if you don't want to use it, you can simply uninstall it through the application in Webuzo.
Next question is, do we need to install using command, or is it just one-click installation like WordPress plugin?
Can you just repeat that? I didn't understand.
Sure. So the question is, do we need to install using command, or is it one-click installation like WordPress plugin?
We have support for both. So if we have a CLI installer as well, you can use Webuzo -- install app, give the application name, and it will install the application. Otherwise, for the people who like GUI, we have GUI support. So it's our whole API is based on JSON. You can, and we also have CLI support for all APIs that we have. So you can actually do a CLI query to do any of the tasks in Webuzo, which you do it on the GUI. At the same time, you can also program it on your own.
So a user wants to know, is there a separate setup for domain and subdomain?
Yeah, so we do support subdomains as well. If your DNS is being resolved by Webuzo DNS on your server, you can create unlimited subdomains on that server. You can at the same time also point it to another server. So you can add your own A records or CNAME records or 4 times A record, which is for IPv6.
So a question is, how does SSL work? Do you provide individual licenses or is it integrated?
So SSL, we support free SSL certificates via Let's Encrypt, Zero SSL primarily, and also other. So Google is going to come up with their own free SSL certificates soon. As soon as that is out, we'll also support that as well. Other than that, we don't sell certificates ourselves, SSL certificates. You can still go ahead. You can still go ahead and buy your yearly certificates from all the other providers like Komodo, and the SSL service providers. The free SSL certificates that is there in Webuso, they basically are always auto renewed. So you just need to choose it, install it once, and after that it will always be auto renewed by Webuso in 60 to 80 days, dividing on the provider. It's really depends on the provider of the free SSL certificate. So once installed, it's basically free for life. It'll keep renewing after it or just before the expire.
A user wants to know, how does multi-account access work? Is there some sort of restrictions?
So we have multiple licensing plans. E2E does support all these licenses. So we have 3 licensing plans. One is a single user account, one is a professional account with 15 user accounts, and one is an unlimited business plan, which is unlimited accounts on that particular server. You can check that information on our website on the pricing page as well. Each user account can, however, create unlimited domains, unlimited other resources like databases and all that. We have a restriction only on the user account. Otherwise, there is no restriction on other features for the user.
Next question is, how does intercommunication works between 2 domain or subdomain?
Which communications, can you repeat that?
Intercommunication.
Intercommunication work between 2 domains. So at the programming level, we have a method of proxy coming up. If you are referring to specifically using proxy to query your an application running on a particular code. But if it's just between 2 domains that you host on Apache, you can write your own program. We don't necessarily have any method of communicating between the 2. So if they are hosted on the same account, it's the file system is the same for all the domains of that user account. Otherwise, for Node.js and Python application communication, that is soon going to be available, and that's going to be a domain level application proxy. So that's something which will come up soon.
Last question is, how multiple versions of WordPress is managed, like their staging and live? I mean, they want to know how you handle the security for all 3.
So I think backups are the best form of security. Whenever you do install WordPress, first make a strategy of backups. Other than that, Softaculous does support multiple level of WordPresses as well. We also support staging and pushing it to live. So basically, I'll just give you a scenario for staging. If you are using WordPress on an older version and you want to now upgrade to a higher version, you can actually first create a staging environment of your data and then upgrade that staged WordPress installation to the latest version. Once you have upgraded and you're confident that the whole website is working, you have 2 options: either push it to live, or rather you can just start performing the upgrade options on your live site itself. So it's possible in Webuso and Softaculous to create staging and push staging environments, and even clone. You can also create multiple clones of your own site and use them for development. Same site.
That's it for Q&A session, sir. And thank you. It was a very nice session. And thanks to everyone for...
and all the participants who've come for the session. If you do have any other questions, you can always email us and get back to us. We'll get back to you ASAP. We are adding a lot of features, and we genuinely think using OpenLiteSpeed can help you speed up your websites at the same time.
Definitely. Thanks to everyone for attending this session. I would like to thank Mr. Pulkit for his time and for sharing his thoughts and knowledge. I hope everyone had an excellent time and is leaving with valuable insight. I would like to let you know that Webuzo Cloud is available on E2E Cloud, and you can contact us for your free trial. E2E Cloud will be having another webinar on deploying machine learning models in production on 15th of December. Invites will be sent to all, and we hope to see you all there. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.